API Council, Asian Pacific Islander Council. Raise your hand. Is Captain Canning here? There he is. Thank you for keeping us safe. We appreciate you. Captain Matt Canning is here at the local Tenderloin station. We also have, did I see Honey come? Did Honey come? Honey, where are you? Honey Mahogany, thank you. And very shortly, we see the mayor, and very shortly she will be coming up to join us. So Mayor London Breed, welcome. So just a few more names. She's going to make her way up to the dock. So if you'd like to come on up, that would be great. Mayor Breed, Supervisor Haney, Mike Henry, our board chair. Okay, let me just mention a few more folks who are here. Kaushik Roy, Executive Director of Shanti Project. They're our neighbor. Hi. We have Kevin Ortiz from Speaker Pelosi's office here. Mark Ryle, did I see Mark? Did he make it here? We were hoping to see Mark Ryle from the president of St. Francis Foundation. Michael Vong. Michael, did you make it? Michael is the director of the Boys and Girls Club here in the Tenderloin. We also have Sarah. Did Sarah make it? Sarah Wan. Okay. No? Oh, she's right there. Sarah Wan, our neighbor, the executive director of CYC. We have Shireen McSpadden. She's the director, newly appointed director of homelessness and supportive services here. Please wave. And I didn't get a chance to meet Simon Bertrand yet. Simon, are you here? Simon? Okay, Simon is the ED of the Tenderloin Community Business District. I would just want to welcome all of you here. I know some of you have shared that this is the first time you've been out, maskless and safe, and it's a wonderful thing. I'm going to introduce to you our CEO, who will then introduce the mayor. This is Paul Hepfer, our CEO, wonderful leader. Paul.
Thank you, Amor. I'll have to lift this up a little bit. Thanks, everyone, for coming out this evening. I'm going to actually read some of the things I wanted to say because I haven't talked in public for over 18 months. And now it's like these are real people and not just Zoom images. So it's kind of, I'm going to get tripped up a little bit. So again, thanks everyone for coming on this special occasion tonight. And we know it's even more special for everyone because this is the first time that many of us have been out together in a social gathering. And so we really appreciate you being here. And for Project Open Hand, really the timing couldn't have been better for this event tonight. We're kicking off Pride Month this week, and the City Hall kicked it off with the mayor a couple days ago, which was great. We raised the rainbow flag. And also, really the community is quite literally reopening and opening back up. And one of the phrases I've heard recently over the last couple weeks is that we're a community and we're a nation coming back online. But really the truth of the matter is that Project Open Hand was never offline. Because for most of us, our 130 employees plus hundreds and hundreds of volunteers, we came to work every day during this pandemic, and we adapted every aspect of our work in ways that we never thought we would be able to or would have to do that. And really during that whole time, we made a very thoughtful effort to celebrate our 35th anniversary, but it was in a very different way than we imagined because we thought we were going to have parties in the streets. We had a lot of things planned, as I'm sure many people did too. And 35 years is a long time for any business to stay in business in the Bay Area. It's even more remarkable for a nonprofit to make it 35 years. And we know that we could have only done that because there was a tremendous need for the specific type of health service we provide to so many people. And we couldn't have done it without the support of so many people like you. So some folks have said, you made it 35 years without a sign. Why do you need one now? Well, for one reason, we're extremely proud of our past, and we want people to know that, and we want people to know who we are, and we want people to know that we're here, and we're here to stay, too. But we also know that during these 35 years, there's been tens of thousands of people that have moved in and out of San Francisco and the Bay Area. And there's a lot of people who don't know who we are. And they need to know who Project Open Hand is. And they need to know for a number of reasons. They need to know because we need their help if we're going to be successful meeting the health needs of thousands of people in our community. And particularly, we were reminded of that during COVID-19, how much our services are needed for everyone, not just people with HIV, but people with heart disease, diabetes, cancer, and other chronic health issues that have very specific nutrition needs, not just food security needs. So during the past 35 years, we've had 7 mayors in San Francisco that have supported Project Open Hand. Mayor Feinstein was the first one that supported Project Open Hand when we were incorporated 35 years ago. And so we're really honored tonight to have the 8th mayor become part of our history and be here with us tonight. And I'm 100% certain that she's one of the happiest people in the city to be out at a community and out in the open tonight. So we're really happy to have Mayor Breed with us, and we thank you so much for what you did for the city during this pandemic. And thank you for celebrating with us tonight. Thank you, Mayor Breed.
Thank you, Paul. I am looking at everyone because I'm like, wow, I can see people's faces finally. We have weathered, I think, a really challenging storm. And what's so great about being here today is the fact that we know this pandemic, something none of us could have anticipated. It brought us closer together as a community, as a city. People looked out for one another. We went through this storm, and when you think about what this city accomplished, we didn't just accomplish that because of the decisions we made. We accomplished it because you all participated in wearing your mask and following the health orders and getting vaccinated. And right now, we're at about 80% of San Franciscans who have been vaccinated. So thank you, San Francisco. We're coming alive again. It's the Roaring 20s all over again, and happy Pride. And what better way to kick off Pride than, of course, to raise the rainbow flag. But also, we love our neon signs, don't we? There are exhibits in this city that talk about the history of these signs. But what you probably don't know is how difficult it is to get a sign put up nowadays when you go through the city's layers of bureaucracy. That's why when I was invited to this event, the first thing I said is, how the heck did they get that sign done? Paul, I'm sure you guys went through the rigmarole, right? To go through the city and the layer of bureaucracy that it takes to get a beautiful sign like the one that we're going to light up today. And lighting up a sign is so much more than just recognizing, you know, an organization. It's really an inspiration for this community. Project Open Hand has done a tremendous job. When we shut down during the pandemic, you all know that there were going to be some challenges, and there were going to be some people that couldn't just show up here to get a meal. This organization pivoted and made sure that they provided meals, that they delivered meals. The staff and the volunteers, some of you are here today, stepped up and made sure that people who needed a meal had one. Over 500,000 meals served during this pandemic by Project Open Hand. Absolutely incredible. And so today, as we celebrate the opening of our city, as we celebrate Pride Month, as we celebrate the commitment that this city has to continue to provide funding and support, because we know food insecurity is real. And I really want to give a shout out to Shireen McSpadden. And let me tell you, yes, she's running the Office of Homelessness now, but for so many years, so many of you know the work that she's done to help with our seniors and disabled community. She is a person who really, truly helped to lead the effort on providing the right financial resources to organizations like Project Open Hand so that the food that was necessary to support people in San Francisco happened. So I just want to commend her on her leadership here in San Francisco, and thank you so much. Lots of work to do, but we can't do it alone. And on behalf of the City and County of San Francisco, Paul, I just want to take this opportunity to present this certificate. No, it's not as beautiful as your new neon sign that we're going to light tonight, but it is something just to express how much we appreciate the partnership and the work that you continue to do to look out for San Francisco's most vulnerable. They continue to count on you, and you continue to deliver time and time again, and we are so grateful for this incredible partnership. So I can't wait to light that sign, but thank you so much for having me here today, and welcome back, San Francisco.
Thank you so much, Mayor Breed. I realized I didn't introduce myself. So my name is Amor Santiago. I'm the Vice President for Community Affairs and Development. I also wanted to see if, did I introduce Katie Conry? Katie, are you here? So Katie Conry is the Executive Director of the Tenderloin Museum. So thank you for coming tonight. It's my pleasure to introduce to you someone that you know well, a leader in our community, in our neighborhood, Supervisor Matt Haney, a tireless advocate in the years that he's worked in education and now as a supervisor for the Tenderloin and beyond. It's been a big job. And so we're really honored to have him come and speak to you tonight. Thank you, Supervisor Haney.
Great. Thank you, Amor. And thank you, Paul. Well, I first, as the supervisor of the Tenderloin, let me say welcome to the Tenderloin and welcome to Willow Alley. It is extraordinary to see so many people out here on Willow, gathering, celebrating such an incredible organization. In San Francisco, we often we like our politics, right? And sometimes we disagree and we have conflict. But I just want to take a moment and really thank Mayor Breed for her leadership over this last year during the pandemic. Yes, another round of applause. This neighborhood was so incredibly hard hit early on. This alley, all around every street here, everywhere you looked, we had people who were sleeping on the sidewalks, people who were sleeping in tents. We had really an explosion of homelessness and incredible need right here in this neighborhood when this pandemic started. And Mayor Breed and her administration worked together and implemented a program to bring thousands of people into shelter-in-place hotels. And with the leadership of Director McSpadden and all of the folks who are here, we're going to make sure that all of those people are permanently housed. And that's what we can do when we work together. And the leadership of Mayor Breed is what is responsible for the successes we've had, and also for the organizations that have stepped up and supported people in need during this pandemic. There are so many people who rely on Project Open Hand during normal times. They need them for services, for food. They don't have anywhere else to go to or to turn to, but they really needed Project Open Hand during this pandemic. We knew when this pandemic began that there were people who literally could not leave their homes. It was unsafe, it was unhealthy. They would have to risk their lives in order to do so. And it was Project Open Hand who stepped up and was there for people, make sure people were connected, make sure people were fed, make sure people got the appropriate meals that they needed, and literally save lives. And for me, as the representative of this neighborhood, I just want to share my gratitude to everyone who's here. The Young Professionals Board, I hear, it was a part of this. The board, the staff, the volunteers. I know people in this neighborhood who rely on this organization. And I do not know what they would do and what we would do without you. And I have to say, because I live a block from here, I'm excited to walk by the neon sign every day. We need the joy back. We need the light back. We need the love back. And looking out here at all of your smiling faces, many of you for the first time in a long time that I'm seeing without masks, not on Zoom. It's a big moment for our city, and we know we are only here because of the work of organizations like Project Open Hand. I just want to lastly recognize somebody from my staff, my legislative aide, and also the chair of our Democratic Party now here in San Francisco, Honey Mahogany, who's here with us. And Honey is a leader and helps to work and organized the Tenderloin from my office. And again, I just want to thank you all for being here, and thank you, Paul, and thank you, Mayor. I'm excited to see the light, and I'm grateful for all of your work. Thank you.
Okay, so my name is Mike Henry, and I have the incredible privilege of chairing the board of Project Open Hand. And I realize I am the only thing standing between us in this alley right now and actually going and lighting up that sign. So I'll keep these remarks brief, but I am really giddy to be up on stage here with Supervisor Haney and Mayor Breed and Paul Hepfer and others. These are people who have led incredibly well through a very, very challenging period for our city. And so I want to express my thanks to them. But I also want to say a few other things. And I'm going to keep this to 2 minutes, I promise. This past Sunday, I spent a quiet hour in the AIDS Memorial Grove in Golden Gate Park. It was a beautiful, sunny afternoon, and there was an uncharacteristically warm breeze blowing softly across the names of so many people who we remember in that grove. 4 decades ago, we first heard about HIV and AIDS. I was 5 years old. I was being raised in a loving but very conservative Irish Catholic family in New Jersey. And on TV news that was coming from New York City, I could see the sights and the sounds of devastation as AIDS ravaged the gay community. The desperation was clear even to a 5-year-old. Within a few years, I began to realize that I was probably gay. And back then, all I understood was that AIDS was a disease that gay people got. And so I wondered to myself, as a 10-year-old, whether I already had AIDS just because I was gay. I was terrified. But most of what I was terrified about was the possibility of being left alone and abandoned, because that's what I was seeing happening. But it's amazing for me to think that by that time, Ruth Brinker was already spinning up Project Open Hand, and Project Open Hand was already delivering meals and love to people across San Francisco. Many years later, in the year 2000, I moved here to San Francisco. I told people that I was coming out here to pursue a job, but to be honest, I was coming here to come out. And I did, in June of 2001. It was a thrill. It was a thrill. But something was missing. Older guys. There just weren't many older guys, gay guys around. We lost so many from a generation whose courage and conviction laid the foundations for progress that continues today. I owe so much to those guys and to all the people who cared for them, who nourished them, and who loved them unconditionally. Ruth Brinker, Project Open Hand's founder, was one of those people. And now all these decades later, Project Open Hand, born of a pandemic and powered by the generosity of so many, including all of you who are here right now, has grown. We still serve meals with love to neighbors with HIV, but we also provide life-changing nutrition that helps people manage and heal from myriad other illnesses, and even the epidemic of isolation and loneliness. Under Paul's leadership, we are pioneering evidence-based approaches that are showing that food is not only love, but the right food is also medicine. This past year, we've shown once again that POH is a treasure in San Francisco and Oakland, and a force for change all across the country. I think it's high time that we see our name in lights. From this night forward, I hope every time you see our neon burning bright, you'll remember two things. Light always overcomes darkness, and love always wins. So, my thanks to each of you for your support, to Mayor Breed and Supervisor Haney, and especially to all the volunteers and staff who brought us together safely tonight. And so, without further ado, I'm going to invite you to join us right around the corner for a moment that I don't think any of us will ever forget. Thank you.
Please head towards the sidewalk safely.
Sorry, hit this.
We're gonna have to ask you guys to either like go inside or take one of the corners where you can get a better view. Yeah, so either stay in there
Did your camera out?
Working on it?
Over here?
Five.
Virtual meeting and you were, it was one of I think some of those
suss out small business.
Thank you for that. All you can be is genuine and hopefully the things align. Yeah. And what's the celebration? We'll have you
Just hold it. I'm gonna set the feet on.
And come right back.
Breakdown to begin. Breakdown to begin. Anybody who's available for breakdown, let's do it.
He's freaking out. You got some strong arms.
Oh, don't make me laugh.
You need a tripod.
Right?
Like me, huh? Tickle, tickle.